All right, you white motherfuckers, all eyes on me. This is the I Refuse podcast. It finally happened. It may not happen the way people wanted it to, but
I got
so
questions.
so wait, before we get into anything else, I'm Mr. Fox from the I Refuse podcast with my lovely co-host.
Abject Sagittarius. Hello, people.
And this is the one. This will be the
Mm-hmm.
episode.
Mm-hmm.
This will be listen, because like I've said across multiple episodes, I done turned this damn thing into a series. This particular this particular dude, the path leading up to trial, and we finally got a verdict.
For those who may be oblivious, and if you are oblivious, you're probably living under a fucking rock or something somewhere. Um, the Diddy trial has reached a verdict. Ah, me pull out my handy dandy notebook. So, out of what was it, 5 counts, he was convicted of 2. Um, he was found not guilty on the sex trafficking and racketeering, so no RICO. But what he was found guilty of was violating the Mann Act. Um, excuse me. To give context of what the Mann Act is, it was established in 1910 and then amended in 1986, but it's a law that prohibits the interstate or foreign commerce transport of any individual. And when it was first established, it was only women and girls, women and minor females. But they changed it to become gender neutral, um, which means basically any sexual activity for which any person can be charged with a criminal offense. Um, so if it's used for prostitution, debauchery, or any other immoral purpose. So basically, he was convicted of transporting his girlfriend and his girlfriends and male prostitutes across state lines for sex. Now, what I don't understand is when you look up sex trafficking, it's very similar. So I'm a little confused on the difference between the two. Um, but ultimately, his major charges he was acquitted for. So technically, if you want to look at it from his point of view, that's a win for him. Those 30 years for those, combined, he's he doesn't have to worry about that. And um they are his legal team is pretty much filing for him to get time served for the amount of time that he's already been in jail, which the prosecution, of course, is looking for whatever the maximum sentence could be for these two um charges that he were convicted of. Uh but personal opinion, the prosecution fumbled their case. Um, there are so many other situations, um, that could have been included in this case that I think that would have established the RICO. I just don't think that with what y'all presented, just strictly talking to the girlfriends and people related to these freak offs, established what y'all were trying to convict him of. I don't think it was enough. Um, as I stated early on, I felt like that they brought them in the beginning in order to establish like character and pattern and an atmosphere or environment of what it was like to be with him. Um, I thought it was gonna go further than that, but it didn't. So that Rico fell short, and it's over. I don't know. I'm a little conflicted, I think, because again, I do not understand what is the difference between sex trafficking and this man. Or is it a situation where I guess with whatever I think the videos is probably what maybe put the nail in the coffin on what made their minds up. I'm wondering if it's a situation of they don't believe that they were forced to participate, that they actually they consented. So I'm wondering if that's what the difference is.
So I will say that was, I think, the distinction. When kind of piggybacking off of what you were saying earlier about, the prosecution just dropped the ball in trying to make a heavy lift to the RICO just by having the girlfriends and ex-lovers and
Mm-hmm.
whatever on the stand, because it it was already kind of shaky at first, because going into the trial, the big moment everybody was waiting for was Cassie was going to take the stand. But y'all forget, he settled with Cassie.
Mm-hmm.
As is the case with any situation, or um, I kind of made a parallel between that moment and the moment when it's like people want to file charges against the police for the murder of a black man, while the city settles with the family, and then poof, there's no court case,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if going back to the trial, Diddy trial, like the first week or so, that was the big thing. Okay, she's going to take the stand. This will be the smoking gun. But the more she was up there, it started to become clear to me that she wasn't the smoking gun everybody thought she was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so when they got to like Daphne Joy and the regular white lady, I don't know the lady's real name, Kim or Rachel, or
KK.
I think so. You, there, the text messages just did all of y'all in. Um, Here you have somebody that, even after being a party, now you could really get into the semantics of, oh well, they could have said no, and that should be the end of that. Until they got on the stand and went through all of that, you don't
Mm-hmm.
know shit. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
you got to understand, like, when you are enduring all of this stuff, and you want us to be under this perception that this man is a danger, yet and still you continue a 10, 15-year relationship, and along the way you are a third party to the freak offs, or you are the girlfriend slash drug mule. You know it doesn't feel right, but you do it anyway. that kind of cancels out.
Yeah.
That just
It
cancels. You know what I
complicates it.
mean?
It complicates it.
It does, and
Because we I think the problem is that we live in a world where morality and the justice system don't necessarily work hand in hand with each other.
right,
Um, or the realities of an experience in the moment compared to hindsight. Um, there's this stigma that it's like people can't fathom the idea that a person can have that much power over you. It's like they don't believe in Stockholm syndrome, where the person they fall in love with their abuser. It's a real thing, you know what I mean? But I don't think that it's something that actually will stand in a court of law. Like it's
right, and
it make the way that everything was presented, it made it look like everybody was fully aware of what was going on. Everybody was on board of it. The monster that y'all initially tried to portray Diddy as, which we know he is. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Like, there's too many things that this man has done or said or partook in to ignore that ain't even got nothing to do with his sex life. Let's be clear. It ain't
right,
got nothing to do with him being freaky or anything of that nature. Like at the end of the day, that man was a monster to people. We've witnessed it. We've seen it. We've heard about it. Like it's it's there. You know what I mean? But instead, you focus too much on the sexual aspect of his life, which to a degree you cannot criminalize. You can't criminalize him because of the fact that he like nut rubbed on his nipples. Like you can't. You can't
right.
go to jail
That
for that.
like if they if it was possible to criminalize every single odd, freaky, bisexual, questionable sexual thing, a lot more of us would be in jail.
Exactly.
My ass would be in jail, but this ain't about me. Um,
It's just the like
and it, yeah, and you know, it's like you say. At the end of the day, he is a monster. However, he wasn't charged with being a monster.
right.
Like as much as you want, and to anybody listening, as much as you want to crucify him, and you have your public opinion and stuff, and you keep your distance, that's your prerogative. You don't want you stop listening to the music. Cool. Um, he is not the first and won't be the last
Nope.
when it comes to powerful men using their power and their influence to intimidate, limit, restrict, isolate, and alienate women and men. Um, but it's the difference. There's like a little nuance that separates him from like the Russell Simmons, the Los Angeles Reeds of the world. This man was able to keep a duality about him,
Mm-hmm.
where he wasn't doing this with like women closer to his age. He wasn't doing this with Faith, you know what I mean? Like Faith and Mary that we know. He wasn't doing this with Missy. He wasn't doing this with Kim that we know. Like he wasn't doing this in professional spaces.
Mm-hmm.
It was personal, intimate, close. You know what I mean?
Right.
He was, dare I say, a little bit smarter than the average person. You know, some of these other pop
I
men blurred the lines with some of their subordinates. Um, couldn't keep their hands to themselves. Now they're in another country, but that's another thing
Leave it
for
here. Yep.
today. But I'm just telling y'all the distinction. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. It doesn't make them better. It does. I'm not justifying anything. I'm just
It
saying
just makes it different.
it's a little different.
It just makes it different.
um, and unfortunately, a lot of people leading up to this. That's why people were still following the sword. Oh, they trying to take another black man down. Oh, it was Cassie's husband that put her up to it, and they need a, all kinds of stupid bullshit. But it's like,
I would like to know
yes,
if he was white,
oof.
if he was a white man or any other ethnicity other than a black man, would that statement still stand? Because if you can understand the monster that Harvey Weinstein was, that Epstein was, like, when do you get to a point where, regardless of oppression and color, there are people who are just flat the fuck out bad people? Period. Doesn't matter how much, like, the entertainment is the facade. It's the cloak over your eyes to make you believe that they are a good person. I make you feel good. I give you music to dance to. I give you entertainment. So how could I be a bad person when you realize that the majority of your entertainment that you've grown up with, that hold special places in your heart, whether it be a song or whether it be a movie, are attached to people who have done fucked up shit to other people, and that they should be held accountable regardless, not because of the fact that he happens to be a successful black man. Does that make him the exception to the rule?
For me,
Like,
it, me personally, there is no difference. I'm putting him in the same category with Harvey Weinstein. I'm putting him in
right.
the same category as R. Kelly. I'm putting him in the same category as Rush. I'm putting him in the same category as Los Angeles Reed, um, because they all share a common thread that while they're doing these things professionally, where they're giving us great music, they're doing all this great stuff, pushing the needle forward in the culture and stuff. It There has to be a lid somewhere. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a fuck that you do drugs. I don't give a fuck that you fool la la in men's booty holes. I do give a fuck that you are Diddy that did. I'm not going to use that phrase. I'm not going to use that because that's too close to that man's name. I do give a fuck that you are fool la la with underage girls.
Mm-hmm.
I give a fuck that you are raping and assaulting actresses. I do give a fuck that you are blurring the line with female employees,
Mm-hmm.
that you are targeting, you are isolating, that you are trying to pull a fast one
Mm-hmm.
when you can, while married, with female subordinates outside the office.
Yep.
Because you are creating hostile environments. You are creating unsafe environments.
Yep.
And unfortunately, you are protected with a cloak because you are the CEO of this. And, you know, I think as long as you don't have witnesses, it's down to he say, she say. And unfortunately, this history continues where the man gets a pat on the back or gets reassigned, and the woman gets a scarlet letter.
Mm-hmm.
Um, for in Diddy's case, and he qualifies several areas of that. Um, he was doing this with women that he was with.
Mm-hmm.
Now, two things can be true. You can be a party to it, but also you could be terrorized by this man. And
Mm-hmm.
Cassie, to the best, like she was the one that cracked this open. Like
Mm-hmm.
what do you want to call it, affidavit court documents or whatever, or the filing,
Mm-hmm.
detailed. Like you could literally turn that into your memoir. That's
Yep.
how crazy this thing was. Um, but it's just more more should have been done, could have been done. But unfortunately, the city and the state of New York did not. I don't think they did enough.
No, I don't think they did either. But it also gives me like, okay, I'll give you another example. Like I want to know what they're gonna do with this supposed Keefe D confession.
Oh boy.
And you know, like there are so many things. You're not gonna tell me that out of the time that y'all did this investigation, the evidence that y'all said that y'all found with the videotapes and all of this stuff, that this was the only thing or the only people that you were able to bring to the stand to prove your case. Unless you couldn't get cooperation from people.
Well, I
That's
mean,
one thing.
it was a federal case, so you really don't have a choice, right?
I don't know how that works. That's the thing. If you have a person who isn't exactly like you, do you really have anything to hold over their heads to force them to do it?
So
Like, I
I,
don't understand. I don't know how subpoenas work necessarily when it comes down to federal cases, and then also considering that there could be a lot of high profile people that were involved that may not want that part of their life exposed.
so
So
a
it
subpoena you can't like it's
you
not in
can't.
good taste to like deny it or not cooperate. Like the moment you get a subpoena, you
You
go to
have to
the lawyer's
come,
office or something.
right?
So I think what you're thinking about is like a summons, I think, which is different.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, it's just
But it's like you have, and I think maybe we're kind of putting more into it. Like we're probably still kind of convinced that there were a lot of high power people in these mansion rooms with this baby oil and shit. But
might not even be to that extent, bro.
I'm
Listen,
thinking like,
like
because you were saying high profile people not wanting their
I'll give
stuff
you an
exposed, but it's
example.
like,
I'll give you an example. Usher. Okay. Now, Usher did an interview where he talked about when he was a minor being at Puffy's mansion. And things happened that he was not able to discuss. Period. I'm talking about probable situations like that, where you have a minor involved in things that technically minors should not be involved in. You understand? Or the speculation behind Justin Bieber. It scratch all that. You have other situations. This man was caught in Miami with his dealer Right, like right after he got. Remember when he got raided? This nigga left his kids and hopped on a plane, and he was trying to figure out where he was going. And he was like, "Oh, he got out the country," and they come to find out that he was in Miami, and they ended up arresting his drug mule.
Yes.
And they whatever happened, dude ended up getting off or whatever. But that's when the whole pink cocaine thing came out. So it's like you have all of these instances that has made the news that he's been involved in addition to other stories that other people may have told, or what. You cannot tell me that in y'all investigation this is the only shit y'all could come up with. These were the only people that you could get to prove your RICO. I find that hard to believe. I just don't think that the prosecution did a good job presenting their case, and his defense knew it, and that was the reason why they was like, we don't need to call no witnesses. For what? We'll take the prostitution charge. Whatever. All right, cool. The RICO is what needed to really be proven, and it wasn't. Not to the extent to make it be believed beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even going to hold you. I mean,
Like, bruh,
that's 6 or 7 weeks.
y'all
It's
could
a
have
big
put,
Rico. I wasn't saying Rico.
like, y'all, the person that they kept mentioning, KK. I've heard about KK before even this Casey situation even came about. She was the person who was basically pulling the strings for him, and I will never forget when that man said, "People want to know how much money I got. I got enough money that I don't have to do nothing. I can pay people to do it for me." So he never had to actually have his hands in anything. He only needed to delegate to one person, and she took care of every fucking thing else. She knew who to contact. She knew how to contact them. She knew what instructions to give them. She told them where to get the stuff from. Like, she was able to lay out everything. She would have been a perfect fucking person to subpoena. And that would have set you up to be able to prove the racketeering aspect of it. I don't understand how all of these things were mentioned but weren't followed up on. I feel like y'all rushed the case for the amount of time that y'all took to collect evidence, and it was like, oh, we're still collecting evidence, so we're not, like, it's too much shit than to solely focus on the Casey situation or his girlfriends. Like, what are y'all going to do? So all the other women who supposedly made these allegations of rape and like, what's going to happen with them?
You mean like, are they going to get?
Are they going to follow through? Are y'all filing it civilly? Are y'all filing it criminally? Like, you keep telling us about all of these different, this person filed this and this person filed that and this person filed this and this person name was included in it, and then they took it out and then they put somebody else name. What are you talking about? Now what? Why weren't any of these people included in your case?
It's a good question.
That it make sense. Why were they not included? So I I don't know. I guess, good luck to him. And if anything, bruh, your image is man, that freaky ass nigga that you are, you ain't never gonna be able to get away from that shit. The name Diddy it's not going to mean what it meant before this case.
Oh, the diddler.
Yeah.
He diddled and fiddled.
Did he do it? All that shit. And now I'm wondering because I don't doubt what he say because every time he say he gonna do some shit, he do it. But I'm wondering whether or not this alleged docu-series that 50 is supposed to be doing about him, like, is it going to be one of those situations where you're going to end up using that information in order to file additional charges against him, like they did R. Kelly? Because keep in mind, R. Kelly went to court back in the day, and he wasn't convicted, and that man was on video paying on girls, and she was a kid, and managed to get the fuck off. So I'm like 50-50 on whether or not this is over.
You know, I was thinking that on my way here.
I'm
Like,
50-50 on it.
it can't be over.
It can't be because there's too many other things that y'all have put out there to the public that his name has been associated with criminally. That I don't understand how you can just sweep it under the rug like it didn't happen, or it wasn't said, or alleged, or like I don't. I'm confused. I think that's what it is. I think I'm just confused.
I'm going to stick my neck out and say it can't be over because this was a well drawn out drama. You know, you had Tyrone Blackburn and the producer dude and the the yacht stewardess, and you got the filings against the sons and all this other stuff. Like this can't be even based off of like the Homeland Security rate. This can't be the conclusion.
It
Like
can't be.
um like I was saying before, it's not every day the feds just come out of the building and they're just like coming after you. I feel like they got some other stuff because the double jeopardy thing is only they can't try you for the same thing twice. That doesn't mean
Right.
there aren't other things.
That he can't be charged with. Right.
Right. So
It's like, conspiracy to commit murder is
hello. Like
different,
um
different.
um hello.
Yeah,
1996, 1997.
you know.
And there are these theories. Like that's going to be a whole that's going to be a whole court thing too. That can be because
Yep.
you got Gene Deal, that's his name, right?
Gene. Mm-hmm.
You got the Griffey dude. You got the Bonds dude. Um, somewhere in there, you got Foxy Brown. Like, but here's my thing though. How do you go from it's too much of a coincidence to this motherfucker's behind all of that?
Yeah.
Like I just feel like for the Homeland Security to do a raid of that magnitude, it can't be for this case. It can't be.
It could have been. I'd find that hard to believe.
Um, yeah, this was a weak situation. Like I wasn't,
It,
and as the week went on, and I was doing my videos, doing my reviews and stuff.
mhm.
I'm just not seeing it. Like I see the prostitution. I may see some of the trafficking, but Rico, um, no. Like I could see if you had people not part of your employ, you were bringing in to do stuff. Um, but based off of just off the strength of Daphne Joy, and please, like I knew who Jane was when they started talking about it. I saw the picture. I'm like, I know who that heifer is. Based off of just her and the personal assistants, I'm like, that's it. You don't
Mhm.
like where are the street goons? Like where is the lyrics? You know what I mean? Like they that's a big thing. The rap lyrics. You rapping about it in your songs. You don't no none of it
I
was there.
I don't know. I'm
So
wondering if they are going to try Keefe D first,
yeah, because all
and
that
then
talking and shit got to stop.
right, and then whatever comes out from there, proceed. I don't know. I don't know. I just Diddy. I don't think you safe. Not in the sense of like his life is in jeopardy or anything like that. I just don't think that it's completely over
Mm-mm.
yet. If it, I, I, I'll put it to you like this: if nothing else happens after the fact, nigga, your money is longer than what the fuck I thought it was. I'm gonna just say that.
Oh yeah, he got long money.
But you know there is a limitation to like the reality of the situation is that he's a black man in America. So like there's always this limitation of how much shit that America will let you get away with.
If I was him, I would relocate.
You know what I'm saying? Who the fuck you telling? Get your
Like
kids and everything. Get the fuck out of
if
here.
liquidate everything, relocate
Because
to another
your
country.
your kids are not going to be able to be in an environment here that people are not going to attack them because of you.
Yeah,
Rather it
it's
be
it's
they
no
use
longer
it's just it's too much. It's too much.
yeah between the white socialites turning their backs on you and disassociating, and you essentially being kicked out of the circle. Because who wants to be associated with any of that? Your kids are no longer safe and secure.
Yep. And
And
I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Like right now, like they are throwing baby oil at each other outside the courthouse.
we are such an unserious place.
Unserious is not even. I don't
We
even know what this is.
um
This shit is like a fucking fever dream. Like it's crazy. But y'all are really outside, like throwing baby oil around as a means to celebrate. I am confused.
there's there's nothing positive about it.
Nope.
Like he He got off lightly, but he didn't get off. Well,
Mm-mm.
okay, that's the
No,
um, but you know what I'm saying. Really, the only winner is Cassie.
I don't even think that she's a winner in this. Outside of, you know, the
It, it made
the
the right
initial
word,
suit, but I feel like people, she's getting more backlash than he is,
which is wild to me.
which is crazy work. Like y'all are to even to the point that y'all are attacking this woman's husband for standing by her side through all of this, as if he didn't already go through it with her, coming from out of that relationship. But y'all are more focused on villainizing her than him. Because regardless of whether, yeah, like, all right, yo, I can't, I can't follow along with the lawsuit because like it's about his sex life. All right, cool, get that, but it still doesn't negate the fact that y'all seen that man beat the shit out that girl. Y'all seen it, and you'll still turn around and make her a villain. I feel sorry for her. I feel sorry for her, and I'm proud of her in this situation because I can't imagine what it was like having to relive that shit all over again and be pregnant, knowing that the defense team was going to try to tear you apart, knowing that you are about to openly discuss things that you have kept secret and private for a very, very long time that you've healed from. And maybe that's the reason why she can talk about it now because she has healed from it. But the response, y'all, society is a piece of fucking work, man. Y'all morals are very, very questionable. Like, very, very questionable. And some of y'all, I hope and pray, don't have female children. Just, I don't know. I can't imagine. But what's done is done.
Damn.
And the only thing that can be done now is to wait and see what happens next.
Right, because the next phase is sentencing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So on each count, correct me if I'm wrong, each count he stands to face 20 years
Well,
up
the
to.
two RICO charges were 15 years apiece. Those were the maximum um for the worst, like, and they were the worst charges. So I don't know what he's actually been convicted. Like, I honestly believe that he's gonna get out. I do. I believe they're gonna give him time served, and they're gonna let him go. It
Yeah,
might be with some restrictions or, something of that nature, but I don't think they're gonna keep holding him. Not for prostitution.
yeah, because prostitution is actually the weaker of the charges, really.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hmm. If they sentence
Yeah.
him to more than 5 years, I'm sure he'll get pardoned.
Mm-hmm.
And if they sentence him to anything more than time served, he's going to get pardoned. He's going to be out. I'm telling you, in less than 3 years.
Oh yeah.
Because unfortunately, no matter how you cut it, he's not a flight risk.
Mm,
So it's not
I'm
like,
sorry. I beg your finest pardon. Who the fuck? 34 witnesses testified. Who were the 34?
yeah, I need to see that roster. Because I could have sworn only less than 10 people got up there.
About to say, I remember the first, I think, what was he, a escort? The first person? Then it was Cassie. Then it was Cassie's best friend,
And her mom,
her mom,
um,
the other prostitute dude, the worker, Dawn.
the two or three personal assistants, former personal assistants,
So that's like
Capricorn
10
Clark,
people.
um,
I need to see this list because I didn't
the
know it was 34.
people from, they used to work at the hotel, the Intercontinental that had the tape. It was, I think, two of them.
Well, shit.
Don Ricard got up there. I'm still getting less than 20.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to look up, see who all testified. But they said that prostitution has a 10-year maximum, but they're saying that he's likely to get little to no time. And he might just get time served. But it's a maximum of 10 years.
I just feel so unfulfilled.
Yeah.
Like the way, like the path going up to this, it was like, oh, this is going to be like the trial of the century.
And now they're calling it the most expensive prostitution trial in American history.
Damn.
It's a big loss for the prosecution. Like, even with the two, like, it's not a win for them at
Right.
all. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Like, where y'all rush? Did he request a speedy trial? Is that what it was? Like, I don't get it. But
Do you
it
think?
was,
So I have a question before you go on.
mm,
Think because I don't put any. I've never put anything past this man, right?
mm-hmm,
Even down to Misa walking up on a walker. Um, do you think the past year or so since he settled with Cassie that he wasn't like pulling strings as
yes,
far as
absolutely. Yes.
intervening with
Man, listen, the fact that that man called Kalina 75 times from jail,
speak on it?
from the get-go, I feel like he knew. I'm gonna be cool. I ain't worried about it. I'm cool. His whole disposition in it, he knew. I don't know what kind of power this man actually holds, but one way or another, he was confident enough to know, like, I can make these phone calls. Y'all gonna know about them. Jail phone calls are fucking recorded. What are we talking about right now?
I've been knew that, and I ain't never been to jail.
Like what? Right? Like what are we talking about right now? You are locked up in jail for this shit, and you are literally still trying to convince people to not testify against you or pay people off, which I thought would be considered witness tampering. But I digress. I just don't know it.
Well, isn't witness tampering if he got to them before they were subpoenaed?
I mean, technically with Kalina, they did.
Oh well, yeah, he was already in there and he called
Yeah,
it.
like he was already in. You feel me? And Kalina came out like after Dawn made her statement. Kalina was like, I don't know what she's talking about. And then even to the point that she went on Soft White Underbelly and did a whole interview, like not just about her personal life, but when she was asked about it, she was like that wasn't my experience. I ain't see none of that shit. So I mean, I don't know.
Ooh, boy, money. How's it go? Money talks
Yep.
and bullshit walks.
Hmm.
That's gotta be my all time favorite Lil Kim song. And I'm mad that I can't play it on Apple Music. Oh, anyway, um, I don't. I'll say this: like the chapter is not over. I mean, for right now, 2020. Well, this point in 2025, this like if you've been essentially if that's I don't know, man. Like they just prosecution definitely fucked up. I still feel like there's more coming now, but I think the other stuff will be an even heavier lift. I just feel like whatever came out of that raid, I don't know. I don't know.
Didn't they say something to the nature of like the reason why they confiscated so much of the baby oil was because it was potentially laced? Or was that just a rumor?
Why else would they?
Right. So it's like I don't I'm so confused.
The bathroom.
Hmm?
You in the bathroom.
I'm cleaning up stuff and moving around. Yes, yes, I
Oh,
am.
okay.
I'm multitasking.
I love that. See, you just sent me a message 2 minutes ago. So you are in there. Okay. Don't try to downplay it because we recording. But anyway, it's the takeaway I get from all of this is that it hasn't necessarily moved the needle forward as far as protecting women, um, to the point that you would think at this point in life in society that they would have more laws in place or sign more. You know what I mean? Like that Abuse Survivors Act was only good for a year, right? Or it only gave people a year to file. But it's like fast forward
I think what
years
it
since
was
then.
that I don't even think people even knew that the act existed because when it was utilized, it was at the end of it being even uh what's the word I'm looking for? I guess enforced. Like it was getting ready to be terminated. So that was the reason why there was an influx of people filing because after a certain amount of time they weren't going to be able to anymore. So the question was how long was this opportunity in play that people didn't know about it until then? Like I don't know.
I just,
You got all kinds of fucking sound effects going on around here. I'm so sorry.
no, it's fine.
Hmm.
I feel like at this point there should be more done to protect women, not just
Hmm.
in New York and New York City, but in LA, California, all the major cities. Um,
I feel like there should be something in place for people in the industry.
oh, especially them bastards.
Because this um mm, environment has been around for a very, 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 very long time. Like since peak Hollywood type shit. Like everybody knows about, the couch. That's not something that's made up. And it's not something that just happens when you're auditioning for porn either.
Okay.
Like, you ever seen oh God,
Uh,
what is the name of that movie? What is the name of the movie? Oh my goodness.
who's in it?
Uh Juanita. Um
You know, I'm talking about Imitation of Life, are you?
yes, yes, Juanita Moore. The one with Juanita Moore in it.
Yes, I've.
Like the the lady, the white lady. I can't think of her name right now. I'm not about to look it
Um,
up because it's not a
is it
factor.
Lana
But
Turner? I don't know.
I believe so, yes, but I can't think of her character name. But she was an actress.
Right.
And she was looking for, a movie deal. And she was called to discuss the script by a producer at the movie studio. Okay. Before they went to dinner to discuss the script, he took her back to his office. And, she's sitting on the couch. And then that's when the insinuation of a favor was needed in order for her to be able to get this role. This movie came out in
No, it was in.
1959. 59. It is 2025. You see what I'm saying? And you have inklings and insinuations of what life was like as a woman living in Hollywood with these men who are in positions of power that can control your career and how they use sex as a means to put people in positions. It's one of the oldest tricks in the book. We don't even if you even want to it happens in your most basic shit. For fuck's sake, it was going on in Social Security.
Oh, um, I was not expecting a turn in this episode where we talk about former workplace.
I'm just saying,
From
it's not something that just happens in those situations or the high profile people or
oh, not at all.
no, it happens in some of the places that you least expect it. Women having to use their sex appeal or be taken advantage of in order for them to climb up a corporate ladder. And all I'm gonna say is Lord forbid any of you women out there or men with daughters ever experience being in an abusive relationship. and not be able to walk away. A lot of y'all can't walk away from y'all niggas and they be burning y'all and shit and y'all still stay. And you gonna sit here and say that you don't understand the difference or what it's like to be in a manipulative relationship with a person who's controlling your career and got money? Fuck out of here. Y'all y'all play entirely too much. And y'all don't take it seriously or believe in accountability until it hits close to home or directly at home. And that is the reason why it doesn't go away. Because no matter what happens, very rarely, very seldom are the men held accountable. If anything, it's put on the women who were abused in the situation.
Because other women value dick and access to dick
Yep.
more than womanhood.
And you know what they hate more?
Another female.
Women advocating for women. I give you another example.
Yes.
Um, you ever seen the movie Superfly? Not the original one, but the newer one with
Samuel Jackson.
no. Sooner than that.
Oh, he was
With
shaft. I'm sorry.
Trevor uh what is that boy's name? It came out in 2018 with Trevor Jackson, Jason Mitchell was in it, and then there was a dude in there, his Kalen Rashad Walker. He played like the antagonist in the movie. The movie wasn't bad, but it wasn't like blockbuster shit or nothing like that. Um, he was eventually called out and sentenced to 50 years in prison in 2022 for sexual assault. And I remember before he got convicted, like he got locked up and he had got like let out, and Kalani was like advocating for his arrest and for charges to be pressed against him because um he used his name and um I believe he portrayed himself as a photographer in which he would coerce women to come to his studio to meet with him, for like a portfolio or whatever the case may be. And he was raping women. And I remember this motherfucker like going on um I wanna say maybe Milagro um podcast. I don't quote me on that. It might have been, I believe it was her, and like pleaded his whole case on how the industry was after him and he was the victim in the situation and all this other shit like that, and people was bashing Kalani for speaking out because she was one of the only people who was like advocating for these women, and she did not take her foot off that nigga neck not one fucking time. And ultimately he ended up being proven that he was raping these women, and he got sentenced to 50 years. The backlash that Kalani got for speaking up for women who were afraid to speak up, knowing that this man was doing the shit that he was doing. And people who, instead of doing their due diligence and actually looking at it from both sides, and then in hindsight, I guess I shouldn't be surprised when it came down to her, because she's also a Tory advocate. Um,
Oh,
but you know, she tried to make Kalani the problem in that situation. And it's one of those things where y'all will sit there and get upset at people like Megan Thee Stallion, who will say, the least protected person, on this planet is a black woman. But when black women speak out about the shit that they experience, rather it be on the most basic level of just a citizen, like the average citizen, or somebody who is high profile or entertainer or something of that nature, like women have to fight so fucking hard, especially black women, for people to believe that black men or anybody abuse them. And I don't know if it comes from that old, you know, way of living and thinking of, you don't air your dirty laundry out. We were a community who, instead of holding abusers and families accountable, you'll make excuses and allow that family member to keep abusing children and you know what I'm saying, and your family, and not talk about it or ignore it and act like it didn't happen. It seems like that is the same thing that is being done when it comes down to our quote unquote black idols or black mentors, or successful black people, especially black men, who use their power over people, and don't want, like, it's like, nah, don't talk about that, because he got a seat at the table. He a black man. So because he a black man, he can't do fuck shit. He can't be a bad person. He can't be manipulative. He can't be a rapist. He can't be an abuser. He can't beat bitches. What are we talking about? Y'all get money and color blind y'all so much. Y'all fighting the wrong shit. You're fighting against each other and for each other at the same time. Eventually, it's going to cancel out, because you don't want to hold people accountable. And even, let's take it from the Diddy situation, the entertainment situation. You will see a nigga on camera kill somebody, an innocent person, and it still be like free yo. But y'all don't believe in accountability. But you want to be respected. You want to be held at a certain standard, that you don't hold yourself, like, with yourself. You got to start with you. Y'all pick and choose who you want to villainize or who you want to hold accountable to their shit. Like, y'all need to do better. Like, for real. Y'all need to do better.
You floor me every time.
Mm.
And I don't
Society disappoints me more and more.
rusty, dusty Negro and Negro enablers are listening to this. Because everything we talked about today, it brings me back to what I've always been saying. This thing about history repeating itself.
Yep.
And the reason why it does is because you have people out here that choose to acknowledge it. And you also have people out here that are indifferent to another person's experience.
Hmm.
And y'all could be experiencing the same shit, but in different fonts. Going back to what you were saying earlier, like you have women out here that are going through the same shit
Hmm.
with a dude that doesn't even have motion in the streets, right?
No motion.
Um,
Your whole Dora the Explorer backpack nigga.
oh my god, not selling DVDs on the subway.
Oh no, I ain't talking about them niggas. I'm talking about the ones who whole life be in a backpack.
I'm not no, but I'm just saying it could be any.
Like,
Well, yes, that,
yeah,
but
like
like
yo, like y'all,
there is
man.
there is there's just a specific category, a specific demographic or subcategory of men out here that just are living, walking, breathing shit.
Yep.
Um, that
Ouch.
blame the past for the way that they are and don't have this desire to break the cycle. I kind of feel like I'm going into my Yala bag right now. I just, as somebody that is the son, the cousin, the brother, the nephew to a woman, I'm the grandson to a woman. I just, and even with that, my family, there are women in my family, whether they want to admit it or not, that have been victims of domestic violence,
Hmm.
of some kind of abuse. Not all abuse is physical. There is mental, there's emotional, psychological abuse. Um, and that's not just like my generation, like my cousins and stuff, but that could be very well with like my aunts and my mother's generation. Like they have cousins that were battered literally to death.
Hmm.
Um, whether it was at the hands of the man or they 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 made a decision to end their life to end the suffering.
Hmm.
Um, I just, as somebody that has either seen or heard domestic violence, I
Hmm.
just don't get why that is, why you would in some fashion want to defend or go up for a monster like Diddy or any kind of man, any kind of woman, because women do it too.
Oh yeah.
Um, however, society handles the sexes different.
Yep.
Um, it's just
Hmm.
you get a verdict like this, um, and you want to celebrate that it wasn't as bad as it could have been. Y'all are weird. Like you're not on his payroll. He wasn't that impactful as an entertainer or a rapper.
Nope.
This nigga has way more dark clouds following him than just this. Um, and even on a social level, why would you want to be associated with something like that? And at the very least, a person like that?
You know what else I just thought about?
Please tell me.
What happened with LB Shore?
Man, listen, if I was, I'll be sure I would be talking night and day, okay?
I'm just like, yo, the way this whole thing was set up was like we were going to find out like groundbreaking, like, oh my God, shocking information that was going to bury this man.
Yeah, because how is it an a man with athleticism in his background, played football, was strapping, all of a sudden just has this medical emergency? Like, I need y'all to, like, when we get to that arena where, a lot of dark shit is happening, it's like too much of a coincidence in this man's life. We need to get to that. Like, that's where you need to start poking
You know, I'm not a real big conspiracy
right. I'm
theorist,
about to say,
right?
yeah,
But there are some things that I be hearing that make you go, right?
right.
And and this is like completely unrelated, but like kind of an example of when you see certain shit like keep happening around certain people, it doesn't make you like raise questions. I'll give you another example, right? Because again, it might be different for you new adults, but this shit ain't no like we been new. We been
We've been outside since when? We don't got
new.
to give a specific
Like
date, but
right, I'm just
you,
saying, like we known for over 20 some odd, maybe 30 decades. Yeah, like not 30 decades. Yeah, no, 30, like 30 years. You know what I mean? Like, for a long time. You know what I mean? Kind of like how we knew about R. Kelly, and it was like, oh, a nigga finally got caught. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've been new. So for y'all new adults, it's a little different because y'all want around. So if anything, the only thing y'all have is like stories that you either come across or somebody happened to tell you, or you weren't there when things were actually happening. We didn't have social media. We didn't have social media. We had the news. We didn't get our shit through a rumor mill or a blog or something of that nature. No, we heard about our shit on the news, and then they sat down for interviews on shows like Rap City and shit like that and talked about this stuff. So it wasn't hearsay per se. We we were around as it was happening. So like we watched when Diddy made them fucking people walk across the Brooklyn Bridge for a piece of cheesecake in the middle of the night and then bring the cheesecake back and throw it away. We were around when he used to pick them girls apart. We were around when he started beefing with Lorianne Gibson. We saw all of it as it was happening. So when all of this stuff, you know what I mean, started to come to the head, and it was like, oh shit, it did he finally get in his day? Like for us, it was like, huh, yeah, that sounds about right. Sounds about right. Rather it have been the sexual exploits, or when you think about Heavy D, Andre Harrell, Albie Shore, like all of these people who was associated with this man, Kim Porter, who died, seemingly healthy, in some way she's just gone, like gone. And they all have a direct connection to this person. Now, he very well may not have had anything to do with any of that shit. It is always possible. But it's kind of like Gucci Mane's record label. You ever look and see how many of his artists died?
I don't want to go
I implore you,
that direction.
I implore you to just go look and see what happened to the majority of the artists that was on Gucci's record label. If Gucci was to come to me today tomorrow and be like, "You talented as fuck, I want to sign to you," hell no. And he might not have not a fuck thing to go on, like to deal with it, to do with like any of it. But something about you attracts these outcomes, whether it be destruction of self, death, or jail. I rather not. Y'all, y'all gotta understand that sometimes all money ain't good money. Then all opportunities isn't necessarily meant to boost you forward. It may be to suck you and absorb you in order for the other person to become stronger. How many artists does Diddy have that are still relevant now? Not because of the fact that they had classics when they were out, that were actually able to sustain and maintain their career. Name two.
Gee, back to you, Bob.
The only person who has stayed in the forefront when it comes down to bad boy entertainment is Diddy. That's it. Where where's everybody else at? Where is Making a Bang? Where is Danny Kane? Where is that white boy? Where is Junior Mafia? Where is like where's Total? Where's 112?
Now, see, what 112 was still making music and albums, and Faith
But
is
this is
still
my
making
thing.
albums. But you got a point though. Where did that white boy go?
Right. Like where when it comes down to compared to Diddy assertion in his career and how he utilized the bad boy, right? He's the only one who has maintained since he started it. He's had his hand like, and not just from the executive level. I'm talking about on a music level. This nigga literally dropped an album a year before all of this shit went like hit the fan. That is like actively still putting out music or producing or writing or something that didn't feel like you reached a peak and then all of a sudden you just dropped off. We didn't hear from you anymore. Luckily, you know what I'm saying? I gotta give credit when credit was due. He did enough that every one of those artists absolute classic shit. Music that I can still pull up today and still like have a full appreciation for it. But where are those artists? What's going on with them? Where are they? What are they doing? How are they maintaining their lives right now? I'll let you Rob from Day 26. This poor child is on the internet on his Instagram page begging people for features. Anybody got a verse they want me to jump on, drop like at least once a week, put it out there. And I'm not knocking the hustle in any way, shape, or form. But what I'm saying is that when you have those type of talents that you whipped into shape and you did all of this artist development and put out all this music, why what the fuck happened to him? Who do you still have as far as artists go on on your bad boy label besides yourself?
Zero.
I don't know none. I'm just saying. And for all of the people who are like wide open mouth, loud, defending all of this shit, think about this. Out of all of the people who showed up to his parties, from the why the fuck is that person there to Barack Obama, when all of this shit happened, nobody spoke up for this man. Not a single person spoke up. Stevie J even shut the fuck up. And he was on TMZ when they raided the house talking cold cash shit. All of a sudden, nobody showed up to support him in his trial, and Kanye do not fucking count. Like in any way, shape, or form. I don't care when nobody say Kanye is not the person that I want to show up for me. Just saying. But that's neither here or there. Where where's your support outside of your family? Who I believe the only reason why y'all did all of that shit with the hand holding and all of that other stuff like that, man, we watch lawyer shows. We know what lawyers tell people to do in order to make things seem a certain type of way.
Right.
He can't be but so guilty. Look at how his family is sticking beside him. Like nobody, not a peep.
Not a peep.
About the only person who do speak on that nigga name, as far as like in the industry go, is 50, and it ain't good. Just saying. It ain't good. The rest of us, common folk. Rather you defending them or you speaking against them. Ain't nobody speak up for that man. No mention of him. No free Diddy. No, none of that shit. Why? Why? Because y'all know that man is guilty. Plain and simple. Y'all know. But fine. Y'all want to play the 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 dumb role and have a repeat of the R. Kelly shit, and I don't know, maybe the next generation will be able to hold him accountable, and hopefully it won't be too late. Because believe you me, nobody can just stop shit like that cold turkey. I'm pretty sure that he probably had people in that damn jail fucking nutting and rubbing it on their nipples just to keep him gratified for a period of time. Listen, it ain't gonna stop.
Mm-hmm.
He might very well move different, but it ain't gonna stop. That's his kink. It's not gonna stop. Let me tell you something. When they told us, like, when he first went in, like, within that month, he had people running errands for him and shit like that, you definitely was letting them niggas nut on your chest, sir. I believe it. It's no way in hell possible that you cannot stop that shit cold turkey, yo. You can't. And he does not discriminate. All he got to do is watch a nigga jerk off, and he will be happy.
Wow.
I didn't say it; they said it.
But abstract. So it appears that we've reached that point in the show where we can kind of go off the rails a little bit. Um, but I think the turning point is them poking around. I don't mean that literally. Them stop doing that because when you do that, I start laughing. You just in the darkness of this man, and you poke around in this past and all this other stuff. Um, that's when it'll get real interesting. This here, this this inclusion didn't really stick it to him good enough, in my opinion. Like tomorrow, next week, next month, it'll be back to status quo. Powerful men will still be preying on women.
Yep.
Um, they'll still use their money to alienate and isolate women. And there will be more women pulling up to this man's doorstep
Oh
because
yeah.
the freaky shit entices them.
Hmm.
And you also paying 10,000 a month for an apartment, and all I gotta do is look look presentable.
Hmm. And I want y'all also to be very clear that just because these were the girlfriends that were talked about does not mean that there weren't others. Don't think that the escorts that were mentioned in this trial are the only ones either. He's still the man. The man travels around the world. Let's be clear. He could easily travel wherever he wants to and pick up right where he left the fuck off at and be fine. He can go off to one of them little islands somewhere in the middle of the ocean that y'all probably ain't never fucking heard of and have a field day. And stop won't stop.
So if anything, they really were
Yo, like that shit
accountable
literally,
because
that is
people
crazy
are
work.
it's
Mm.
diabolical, it's nefarious. I'm gonna start using that word more these days, nefarious. You done ran diabolical into the ground. Yeah, they're really clearly there was no cap to this man's like lifestyle,
Hmm.
livelihood. This is an international fuckboy.
Like, bro,
So
your ad libs was can't stop, won't stop, and take that.
please, not the ad lib style. Please, please, I do not want to relive that.
You just
That
listen.
I
It's
see when we abstract. You
do
just
you think
we're
it's a
doing so well.
coincidence? That's not a
We were
coincidence.
doing so well this recording. You
Nah.
just had to bring up those ad libs. I just want you to please.
Again,
Oh, oh Lord.
not saying that I'm a conspiracy theorist. It's very coincidental. Just saying. Yo, we watched this man sexually harass a whole dude on a while he was drunk on drink champ. Like, come on now. What are we talking about? For real. Y'all gonna act like we ain't see this shit. All right. I got it. I got it. I got it. I get it. Cause mm, it was all there. It was all there.
Are you really gonna go down this rabbit hole?
No, I'm not, but I'm just saying. The clues were there. Blue
I don't
taught
know.
us very, very well how to put together clues.
I don't know. Very much that. So, not that this is going to happen, because we're pretty lame. But I'm sticking to my wish and hope that at some point this shit will flip on itself, turn over on itself, and people are just gonna have to like. I would, I, you know what? I really, my hope is that we just bring back having dignity and self respect, and just leaving lame niggas to do what lame niggas do, which is be lame. But
You
unfortunately,
have so much space.
it's gonna be a hard thing to achieve because you got attention seeking females out here. They're like, oh, you freaking and you paying bitches rent? I'm so tired of working at Ulta. Let me call Diddy number. I'm so tired of working at Medics. Let me call Diddy number.
Oh Lord.
I'm so tired of going to cosmetology school for the fifth time. Let me call Diddy number.
Mhm.
Like you have like these kind of women are the women that came down to the courthouse and was running with their little iPhones or little cricket phones, trying to be part of the media, asking Don Ricard, how big was his dick? Did he pee on you too? Girl, give me the information. I don't know the girl name, but I've seen you. Those are the opportunists. This social media shit, it'll never. I don't think what I want will ever come.
Mm-mm.
Because it used to be a distinction. Like there were those of us out here in the mix with those kind of dudes and those kind of women, and we were able to just call them out, and then shit would stop. Now it's this shit.
Eh? Oh boy.
So that's what we got on the verdict. That's what we got about Diddy. Um, this will be another chapter in the Surviving Diddy series, and I think that'll be it for my season. So at this point in the show, we're going to be a little petty and messy. Before we got up on this recording, right? Actually, not too long after the last episode, Abstract sent me.
I didn't do it.
No, no, we gotta talk about this because this boy brought it on himself. Where'd you send this to me? On the DMs? We gonna talk about this because this is too funny. When I said it was giving Captain Phillips.
Oh God, I think I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember where I sent it.
No, you sent it to me in the messages.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, I think you did. Yes, you did. Oh. So
I send a lot of shit, so
you yeah. So last week, right? Actually, last Saturday, I was minding my African American business, and y'all were firing at Antonio Brown, but he brought it on himself, right? Because I don't know how we ended up here where it's like these black dudes, he's an athlete, right?
yep.
He's a black athlete
Oh, oh,
who
I
reminds,
remember
this is
now.
so much like RG3 and his spilled milk situation. I'm just like, why do we continue to go out real bad over these snow bunnies?
Bro,
Also, going out over some snow bunnies and you looking like that.
yo, that man is yo CTE like really, really needs to be studied.
From the gate.
Like for real.
Because it's got to be this.
It can't be anything else other like I like can they only be diagnosed after the fact? Like can it be diagnosed while you're still alive?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, so like I don't
Because
know,
that's a
but
neurological thing, isn't it?
yeah, that's a brain thing. So I don't know, but that man like is the most unexpected like asshole I have ever seen in my life. And then you unserious ass people on that X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, y'all, y'all be doing too much, and y'all make it real, real hard to take stuff seriously because of the shit that y'all do in the comments. I just want y'all to know that. I'm gonna let you
Not that
finish.
I'm picking sides, but I'm like, you can't be an asshole and a jump scare at the same time. You gotta pick a struggle. You gotta pick a struggle. Antonio Brown, RG3, you can't be an asshole and a jump scare. Like you can't be an asshole and I can't look at you long enough without fear of turning into stone. You just can't have both.
Now, to give context of why this even came up was because you know who Woe Vicky is, don't you?
No, but I'm sure you're gonna give me the rundown.
Oh my God. Okay, so like around the time when like Vine and YouTube and viral moments was a thing, like do you remember the dude Bump Gang, the one that used to like run in the stores and like steal food and shit like that? He ended up getting arrested because he kept stealing from out of it, and then like there was like these people who would just do shit for viral moments. That's when like SoundCloud music was a thing, and what's the girl, Bad Baby, the Catch Me Outside girl was on Dr. Phil, and Woe Vicky was this white girl who kept telling everybody that she was black, talk like a black girl or whatever. We know that I can't use that word. We know that she has a disability. Don't know what it is, but we know. Okay, we know. Um, she she was like peak with Bad Baby and the little Asian girl. Remember the little Asian girl, little Tay, the one that always like would be flexing money and cars and shit like that, and then she got caught up in a big controversy because her father was forcing her to do this stuff, and she like disappeared. Do you remember that?
I must have been working.
Oh my God, man. It just was around the time when clout chasing was like becoming a thing. And her clout chase was telling everybody that she was black. And there was people that went along with it. And they ended up like getting real close with XXX Tentacion before he passed away, and like Lil Uzi and Juice World, all of them. It was all around that time. Okay. This is when she first, popped out. And then people after a while, like it, everything got sick of her shit. To which, she kinda admitted that she wasn't really black, like we didn't fucking know. Um and she ended up getting in a relationship with somebody, long story short, and then she became like this holy person, um, that ended up getting her ass beat on baddies. And she just always managed to just some way, shape, or form keep herself relevant by saying some stupid shit. Well, she ain't had no motion lately, so over the weekend, she decided to post a picture of her and AB laid up together. And baby, she was looking for attention and she got it. I just don't think that it was the intention that she thought she was going to get, because not only did this man repost it, but he also proceeded to say, fan asshole, stay on my dick. I fingered weed residue in her vajayjay. Stop posting me, cracker. I don't fuck with your crackhead ass. That that was the post that I sent. But the reason why I sent the post
Oh my god.
was because one of you fools on that app used Grok or whatever that AI thing is that is in those comments to ask it to repeat what Antonio Brown tweeted as a pirate. And the shit did not disappoint. I, I can't read this with a straight face. I'm not going to do it. But that was the reason why.
Oh, I'm about to screen share it because
that,
people need to see this.
that was the
People
reason why.
to see this. Okay, people need to see this.
Oh my God. Y'all are so unserious and just crazy on the fucking internet. And I love every bit of it.
You people, our people.
Oh God. Did you put it up? I can't
Wait,
see.
wait,
Hold up.
no, I'm about to in a minute.
I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read
You know what? You are so aggy, yo.
it. Go ahead and
You're
put it up, but I'm
so
still gonna
you
read
are
it. I'm gonna
so
read it
aggy.
because they need to see it. Because I need them to know that I cannot make this shit up. Like it's there.
So aggy, yo.
I, I didn't ask that fucking AI bot to do that shit. I went to go look for contacts, and that was the first thing that popped up, and I was like, bruh, like, why? Why are y'all like this on the internet? Like it is just the, Twitter is like a place full of intrusive thoughts and porn. Do you have it? Oh my, okay. So that's the picture. That's the post. As you can see, Xavier, whoever you are, thank you. Thank you for this fucking chuckle. But he asked, repeat what Antonio Brown tweeted as a pirate. And Grok replied, Iron matey. Antonio Brown, that old sea dog. I just can't. Oh my God, that old sea dog roared on X.
You
Fan
guys sound like
winch.
a no. You guys do it
I
again. Sound like a
can't do it.
pirate.
I cannot do it. I can't.
Arr, matey. Antonio Brown, that old sea dog, roared on X. Fan when squint clinging to me name. I found not patrol in our cove. Seas posted me like likeness. Ye daft loss. I'd sell it with ya. See? That's all you had to do. Get up, abstract. Get up off the floor, abstract.
My God, ew. Why? Yo,
When I tell you they are on the verge of
listen,
canceling that app altogether because we don't deserve
Rock
it.
don't never let me down. Do you hear me? Never lets me down. That shit was perfect.
See?
These posting my likeness. What is, I need to know, what is a daft lass? What does that mean?
I think I'm gonna start using that in these streets. Daft last.
Oh my goodness. Mm-mm-mm. Let's see. What does it mean? I don't like that. A foolish young woman. That is not what he said.
Now I feel like there was something else behind that.
He said I found naught but trouble in her cold.
Hey yo, when I tell you that fried my spirit,
Oh my God.
and this is
Man,
AI saying this.
yo, never lets me down. Never, never lets me down. That shit so out of pocket. I just I, I didn't do it, but I had to share it because that shit was funny as fuck to me.
Do
I just, oh my God, it was so damn hilarious.
the cove line again, because that, please. One more for the people.
Oh God, I closed it out. Why are you making me do this?
Because we are going into.
I found naught but trouble in her cove.
No, you ain't saying right.
Mm, that's because I can't.
Fan winds quit clinging to me name. I found not got trouble in her cove. He's posting me likeness. Ye daft loss. I'm sailing with ya.
Mm. Jesus Christ.
What did they
Who
get?
child? Mm.
Oh, child.
Yo, listen. These past couple days on the internet, y'all y'all been on y'all best bullshit. You got Shamar cussing out fucking China mother. Yo.
Oh, Tokyo Tony. I think she live in her car for real and be
Yo.
laying with these studs.
Shamar ran her ass for Phil. Oh God, her China mother. Oh my God. Mm.
Who was her
Oh,
own basket case.
oh my
Damn.
goodness. And that donut boy, um, that he trying to act like he was crying, asking for people to join his lawsuit against YouTube when in actuality he was high. Um, and then, sometimes you manage to push songs out your head. And it don't necessarily be because you like the song. It just be because the shit just be catchy at the time, right? And last summer, BBL Drizzy was
Oh,
like the funniest fucking shit that I had ever like heard in my Metro. It be shit like that is the reason why I love you.
but wait,
But but but
the comedian dude behind that song did a song about Gail going into space. But go on.
oh my God.
Oh, you didn't hear it?
No, I did not. But
Apple
for
Music does not have
some
deceased or made.
strange apparent reason, uh, Saturday Drake decided to post his six pack, and
Oh,
instantly BBL Drizzy just popped back in my head, and it has been stuck there since then. Dr- your arms don't match your body.
I thought I was looking at a loaf of Hawaiian bread.
I hate this for you. I really do.
And who
I
do,
just feel like,
was that Big
you
Sean in
know,
the other photo?
uh, whatever photo.
They that motherfucker. I'm gonna look at that.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I didn't see that one. But Drake, you just, I think you and Johnny, when y'all were in the midst of like, hashing out your differences and stuff. It's I like it on her. Mm, your arms don't match your body. What's that? While he's looking at this picture, um, for my nerdy anime people out there, the official trailer to Demon Slayer dropped if y'all haven't seen it yet. Back to you, Bob.
Well, hold on. We about to set this up real good. They trying to
Team Zenitsu.
they tried to play your boy. They really tried to play your boy.
Oh,
Hold on. They trying to play Big Sean face.
mm, y'all can't play with Big Sean.
Mm. I sure would like to though.
I have too much respect for Janae. I can't just.
Mhm. So here is where we are. I'm about to show you this hot ass mess. They tried to play in your boy face.
Oh Lord, bruh.
See, I didn't see the Drewski photo until just now. Abstract, please come back to the chat. Please come back. Please come back to the chat, girl.
Ew, I hate you so. Oh God, why? Who took that picture?
Huh?
Why is his arms like that?
You asking the wrong person, girl.
Why is I'm so confused. I know somebody that walks like that. Their left side is because of um brain surgery and stuff like that. So their arm is paralyzed and they have a limp. And when he stands, can you please get this the fuck off my screen? Please.
Wait,
Fine.
no, hold
Please.
on.
Please get this off my screen. Jesus. Hey.
No, wait, it gets even funnier.
No.
Not with Big Sean, because Big Sean cool with me and everything.
Oh God. How old is that picture?
I don't know. I don't be following that man like that.
I need to know.
But
That picture
but
gotta be old.
But why? But why your boy Rick Ross?
Bro, please don't post the role.
Oh, oh,
Oh, oh my God.
oh, 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 oh,
Oh,
oh,
wow.
oh, oh,
I hate you so bad.
oh.
Please.
Don't hate me. Hate Ricky Ross over here.
Yo. Oh my God. Yo. It's so out of pocket. Trey, who told you to do that? Like, did you did you ask somebody like to look at the picture and see like how does one look? Whoever told you that it was okay to post that's not your friend.
At all.
They not your friend. Cause
At all.
sir, oh God, it's so bad. Please get the fucking right. Please. Oh,
We gonna keep this up here for the remainder of the episode.
oh,
Diabolical.
bro, yo, yo, out of pocket, just completely and
Well, in this case,
utterly.
out the package.
Oh,
Yo says you got the Hawaiian bread special.
oh, God.
Oh, oh,
Oh my God.
oh. Yo says you got the monkey bread rolls, bro.
Oh, and it's official. Dipset can never get back together.
Nope.
Never. Not never. Cam, listen, listen. You you are just a different caliber. Lead them two niggas back. Y'all can never, never get back together. Y'all just can't. First of all, Jim, we be trying to tell you nicely for like the past 2 weeks that you are not. You're not Nas. You you never were. You aren't now. You never will be.
You're not even ill well. But proceed. Get up, abstract, abstract. Get up, girl. Come back to the chat. Come back. You okay? Good abstract.
Oh God. Just the amount of people who are not gonna understand what you just said. Jesus Christ. No. That it will either.
You're not even Braveheart, okay? Like, come on.
Oh God. Oh my God.
You're not even Uchiwali.
Oh,
You're
you
not
not
even
standing
nature,
on
yo.
41st side.
You're not even nature.
Mm, you just not, right?
You're not Wiz. You're not Jungle. You're not none of them.
Nope. None. Not none. Not none.
So,
And then, and then you have Jewel's chiclet mouth ass
oh,
performing on stage dressed as Black Man.
oh, you're right.
You can
Not my favorite superhero, Blank Man. Goddamn.
Definitely. Like, man, that had to be the inspiration. I can't imagine anybody else telling him that shit. It had to be. It had to be. It's the only logical thing that makes sense in my mind. But because of the fact that I know that it's not, Dipset can never get back together. They're gonna make you look bad every single time. Every time, Cam. They're gonna make you look bad. And I think sometimes you do pretty well. and,
This ain't one of
and
those
make it
times.
people raise their eyebrows at you because nigga, you be on one for real. Um,
The same one for like 20 years.
but not like them niggas.
You know what? You know what?
It's a different caliber of one. I'm just saying. Um, can't do it. You can't do it. And each day, I'm telling you, I believe what he said more and more is he keep searching for that refreshing versus moment. And uh, I
We had to bring it up.
cannot wait for this Clips album. Wait, I can't wait. I just can't wait. Do we have a date yet? Do you know? Do we have a date yet?
No, we don't.
Oh, I think this would just solve a lot of issues. Just, I feel like it would just solve a lot of issues.
No, I just think we should just let this ship just sail. Just sail in the ocean.
We be trying to, but he keep pulling back to the dock. Blame the people who keep giving him the rope. Because nobody want to keep hearing about this shit. Like, sir, no, no, no. The fuck the audacity of you. In what dimension?
It's more like dimension. So, do we have anything else on the docket before I roll about?
I don't think so.
Because I don't want to keep having you laid out laughing. I'm gonna need you to just, some should just be so funny, and it just writes itself. Um, and this has been one doozy. This has been one doozy, and we just gonna leave it right where it is.
The day is still young. More fuckery can happen. Who knows?
And as long as there's fuckery happening, we'll still be out here entertaining y'all asses with our takes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because I'm Mr. Fox,
And I'm the abstract Sagittarius.
and you have been listening to the I Refuse podcast, Usual Suspects, and all the things.
In between. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, we will catch you guys later. In the meantime, follow, subscribe wherever you see us or hear us. We will catch you guys later.
Deuces.
Fendi, like the bag. This is the I